empty, leave full. Have you ever felt like you just can't give anything else? I mean, you came out of 2019 bruised. Bruised, okay, you got skimmed. Because you had to fight tooth and nail. But 2020 has certainly been one for the record books. You said that this year will be your year. You know, like when the pastors were saying for New Year's Eve, you know, they had their big sermon, 2020 is your year. But when 2020 opened her eyes, you know, it wasn't what you expected. And it feels like the lesser one heard what you said and is deliberately sending you curveball after curveball. You've been naming and you've been claiming. You've been writing your visions as clear as you can. Hopefully God will certainly be able to read it this time because, you know, you've taken out all the extra stuff that you asked for. You know, you just basically brought it down to one thing. Like, Lord, if you could just give me this one thing, I'd be so grateful. Okay? Because you don't want to seem greedy to the big man. Can I tell you something? Keep dreaming big. All those things that you took off of your list for 2020, put it back on. Keep dreaming big. Go back to your vision board or your notebook, wherever you've written down your vision, and keep believing for those things. Yes, the lesser one is running rampant through the streets, cloaked as COVID and as lack, death, and everything else that is evil. But look within you. Don't look nowhere else. Focus in within you. Sit and meditate on the greater one that is within you. Job went through so much destruction. One minute he was flourishing, and in what seemed like the twinkling of an eye, he lost everything. Maybe you've lost almost everything, or you have lost everything, but thank God you haven't lost your life. You're still here, which means there is greater things to come. If Job did what his wife said when things were really bad, he would have certainly died right there. God knows the type of person you are, okay? You may think that you're weak and not worth his compassion and love, but hun, you woke up today, okay? This means he isn't finished with you yet. There was a time I was in such a slump of depression that I cried myself to sleep many times. And in those times, I've asked God to please not allow me to wake up, but he never granted that request. My faith was so weak that he had to give me sips of love and grace to push me through that day and the next and the other one after that. Because God saw this day where I would use what happened to me to inspire you to keep pushing through. I'm sure you've gone through similar days where you feel so empty. I can imagine and I empathize because I've been there. This is why I can say what I'm saying right now. Take one day at a time. Life is a marathon, honey, and not a sprint. Job went through a phase of loss for a while, and through all the painful boils on his body, his children dying, his crops dying, and animals being stolen, he still gave God praise. He literally lost everything but his life. He suffered immensely and still believed in the Father. I think you should do the same. You may have lost family this year, and my condolences to you. You may have lost friends or even your job. It seems like what you're going through right now might seem like it will never end, but just like the scriptures say, this has come not to stay, but to pass. The lesser one is using the same mirror trick as the circus, but trust me, all of this will pass. Every product that comes from the manufacturers, there is a how to use label. Be mindful. There are some stipulations to this coming to pass scripture. Just like Job, you will be tempted to curse God, but don't. To curse your situation, also don't. And as a last result, the lesser one will make sure that there are people around you who will water your mouth into saying negative things. Don't. He knows that this is all you have to do in order to give him the keys to your very valuable life. This will make your situation either stay the exact same or make it take a turn for the worst. Guard your mouth in these times. The lesser one is counting on you to fuel his schemes, okay? Don't give him the upper hand in your situation, no matter how tempted you are. I was supposed to script this voiceover before September, but a deep darkness loomed over me. This was something I haven't felt for a while, and all I felt like doing was speaking negative things, but I cried instead. When there are no words, cry. Your tears are like tongues, okay? The Father knows what they mean. The lesser one knows someone needed to hear this, so he attacked my mind. At this point of typing it, it's almost October. How did I get out of this rut? I cried for help, which was the only thing I could do. I didn't cry out to my husband or to my mother. I cried out to God because He's the only one who knows what is happening. And though I didn't feel like it, I forced myself to say I rebuke anything that is trying to attack my mind until that thing left. You need to fight just like Job did, and just like I do every day. There are times when it seems ridiculous to fight, but think of it this way. Someone needs to hear your testimony. Someone will be blessed by this, whatever that you're going through. Job went through it, and after he fought the greatest fight he could ever fight with his faith, we now have an example. We can now use the blueprint of his life, of what to do and what not to do. After all of that, God restored so much more onto him. He was empty, but after, he left full. Just imagine what God will do for you. I'm so excited to hear what God has done for you. Leave your testimonies in the comment section so that others may be blessed and inspired to press on. If you don't want to leave your full testimony, you could just say, I am pressing on. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and smush that bell notification button so that you can get more videos from me. Alright, see you guys in the next one. Later.